Hello everyone, I'm here with my friend Devin, and switching things up a little bit, we're gonna do the dirty secret tag. So that's gonna be fun. She just recently started on YouTube, so I'll put her I'll put her her URL and her channel stuff down in the description. In a little bit, you guys can go check her out. It's gonna be awesome.
It will be so awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. She's really cool. So.
The name of the game is Dirty Secrets Tag.
Most of them aren't really that dirty, but
yeah, they're not really dirty. They're just kind of like almost like intimate questions. You know what I mean? Like not like intimate, but like intimate.
Like about your past and stuff. And
yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess we can get going.
So, what was your first R-rated movie?
It was actually Freddy vs. Jason. I was super afraid of all of the Freddy movies when I was a kid, and then my stepdad, he like loved to scare me with them. Like he would purposefully put them on so that I would have to watch them. One day he geared me all up, and he's like, "All right, you're gonna watch it," and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna watch it," and then ended up like crying.
Like 2 minutes.
Like yeah, literally like 10 minutes into the movie I started crying. So it was really just like not a great situation overall. But yeah, so it was Freddy vs. Jason.
And, it's funny that you say that because my first movie was actually the third Nightmare on Elm Street, the Freddy movie, which is by far the first one and the third one are kind of back and forth between the best, but the third one is awesome, and it kind of freaked me out when I was little, obviously, but I've always loved Freddy for some reason, and the third one is just, I don't know, it's so cool because you like go into his like nightmare realm and whatever, and so it's way more dramatic than the rest of them. So that was my first R-rated movie, and
I didn't watch any of them except that Freddy vs.
So
Jason.
she doesn't know what I'm talking
idea.
about. So hopefully you guys do, because. So yeah. So who was your first kiss?
It was actually
Getting real, and this is what we meant by the intimate part. Who was your first kiss? We're pulling out that dirty laundry.
It was actually somebody that I had dated freshman year. We don't really need to know the name, but he was just this dorky kid that I dated freshman year. So we'll just leave it at that, and not ever talk about it again. Thanks.
I'm also gonna leave the girl's name out just to save her the humiliation. My first kiss was in 8th grade. It was with my second girlfriend at the time. It was late one night, and it was me, her, and this other girl hanging out, and I didn't know what to do because I was in 8th grade and I was like, what's going on? So she went inside, and I looked over at our friend, and I was like, am I supposed to kiss her? And she's like, yes, and I was like, oh, okay. So she comes back out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get going. So I just like gave her a quick little like goodbye kiss, and it was just as awkward as you can imagine it sounding.
It sounds terribly awkward.
Where to sleep?
I sleep in my birthday suit most of the time. I've heard that it's actually better to sleep naked than it is to sleep with clothes on, especially with girls, because like with their bras and stuff, like it kind of just like suffocates your boobs while you're sleeping. And if you just let everything free, it's a lot better for your body.
I, on the other hand, I sleep in clothes. I just normally have on like a pair of shorts and like a regular t-shirt, so.
That is my daughter crying, if you could hear that.
You ever cheated before?
I actually have. It is a very long story, and it is totally my fault, and I totally take responsibility for it, but unfortunately, yes, I have.
I've never cheated. I have been cheated on 7 times, actually, and her situation is super different because we've talked about it, and I understand hers. But with mine, I was just like, hey, I'm dating this one girl, and then I find out that she's hooking up with my best friend. So no, I've never cheated, but I have been cheated on quite a few times. It sounds so pathetic. This is gonna be the stuff that's good. When we crop it in, and then. So, what kind of undies do you wear?
Well, it depends on the day, but on my period I would wear granny panties all the time. No big deal, because you're gonna bleed on it anyway. So what's the point of wearing some nice underwear if you're just gonna bleed on it? Normally, I'll go with like the boy shorts. I like those.
I'm 100% a boxers guy. Or I wear boxer briefs, which is like a combination of the two. So, have you ever crapped your pants?
Well, I mean, when I was a baby, I did it all the time. It was like the thing. But when I was in 5th grade, it was the end of the day. I remember I had my trombone in hand, and I don't know what happened. I just was sitting there, and all of a sudden, I think maybe like it was like one of those like you feel like you gotta fart, but you really gotta do more. So I tried to let out this fart or whatever, and I crapped my pants.
It was Chipotle all over the place.
So yeah, so I was like slowly raised my hand, and I was like, Mr. Nye, can I, go home?
I need to go clean myself
early?
up.
Yeah.
I actually don't poop. Fun fact, I don't go to the bathroom. So, Devin, have you ever had a fantasy dream about a celebrity?
All right, so listen. The latest one that I had it wasn't actually a fantasy dream. Like it kind of was, but not really, because nothing actually even happened. Like it was just like, okay, so I've been watching a lot of Dan and Phil videos. I don't know, like we were all hanging out. Like it was like me, Dan, Phil, I mean my friends, their friends, my husband was there, like everybody was there, and I like had to go like put something away in like a locker or something, I don't know. And I was like, hey Dan, I need you. So he followed me in there, and I was like, Dan, I have to tell you, I have feelings for you. And he just looked at me, and I just was kind of like, okay, like, are you gonna say anything? And he just like walked away. So I called after him. I was like, are you
Dan!
I was like, Dan, are you gonna talk to me? He was like, you're married. And I was like, well, I know, but can you
That's
like,
not a problem.
can you like talk to me about this? Like, I still want to be friends. Like, I want to work it out. Like, I don't want to have these feelings. They're just there, and I still want to be friends with you. And then that was the end of it, and it was really weird and really sentimental and emotional, and I really did not like it at all. And that is the closest thing that I've had to a fantasy dream.
Anyone who knows me knows that I have a really unnecessary obsession with Britney Spears. She is life. She is love. Not. She is Shrek. So it wasn't anything like crazy fantasy, but we were just like, I was older. I was a little bit older, and we were married. So like her, not in like a creepy way, but like her, like her two kids were like my stepsons. I mean, I don't know. It was just kind of cool. I was like, yeah, I'm married to Britney Spears and Kevin Federline. It was. I do myself awkward. I do this all the time. Anyway, last question. So, what is your favorite? What is your favorite feature on your crush or significant other or your husband?
My favorite feature on my husband is definitely, I don't know, it's kind of between two. Like, I love his jawline, but I also really love his cheekbones. I think like I like both of them together, because it makes that, great combination or whatever.
It sounds super cheesy, but I'm actually a real big, like a fan of like people with eyes. Eyes are a really important feature to me. It doesn't, like you can't go around saying like, oh, I don't like you because your eyes aren't blue or anything, but I do like blue eyes. But just, I don't know, something about, like if you look at someone that you really like and then like something about the way that they're like looking back and their eyes, the eyes, we're done. Alright, so thanks for sticking around through our very awkward, dirty secret tag video. I'll put Devin's link in the description box, so make sure you guys go check her out and just like and subscribe both of our channels, and we would really appreciate it. And there's our little outro dance.
If you really like it.
Alright, thanks.